Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. It's me, Jack, and I have something interesting today. We're going to be making a ground beef burrito bowl. Now, I made this before, around this time last year, but I was following a recipe then. I'm going to try to make my own version of this. I don't have a recipe I'm using. I'm just going to use my knowledge from cooking and see how it turns out. I have a really good feeling about this, so let's see what happens. Oh yeah, here's something I've been needing to do for a really long time in my intros. You know, got to do the shameless plug. If you're willing, go ahead and check out our shop down below. The link's in the description. We have aprons, we have spoons, we have a couple other things. Feel free to drop by, see if maybe you might find something you want. Okay, so we have quite a few things here. First off, we have a box of cheddar and Spanish rice. This is a little bit more than a cup. We're going to use it all. We have some taco seasoning here. This is about 2 tablespoons worth in case you're wanting for your own mix of seasonings. An avocado for garnish, a lime for garnish. And we have 1 chopped up jalapeno, a little bit less than half of a white onion, 4 minced garlic cloves, almost 2 pounds of hamburger, not quite. We have some cilantro for garnish off to the side. We have 2 cans of rotel, mild, you can use whichever you want. We have some salsa, once again you can use whatever you want. We're going to use about half a cup, I think. And then some cheese, use whichever kind you want as well. And let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so first thing, get a really large pan or pot and get it nice and warm. Now, because we're using 80% hamburger, we don't really need to add oil, so I'm going to go ahead and skip the oil step for now. But if you want to add oil, add like a tablespoon worth. Alright, now that our skillet's warm, we're just going to go ahead and add our ground beef. I already added 1 bit worth, so I'm going to go ahead and add the other. Now, we want to brown it, so we're going to cook it for a couple of minutes. And once it starts getting all greased up and there's like a bunch of grease off the side, we're going to strain it out. Don't worry about adding your seasoning yet, you want to do that later. I got most of the ground meat minced up and evenly distributed around the pot, or evenly distributed around the pan. Also turn the heat up so this will go a little bit quicker. As I mentioned, just cook it until it turns brown and there's a bunch of grease, and we'll strain it off. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but this is one of those things you need to tend to. Don't just let it sit on one side for 5 whole minutes, because you'll have one side that's burnt and one side that's raw. You do want to come back and periodically mix and stir it. Now, this has been going for about 4 minutes maybe, and it's mostly done, but there is still some pink. You want to make sure all the pink is gone before going to the next step. The pink is pretty much gone, and here's the pool of grease I was mentioning. You want to go ahead and strain this off, or you want to get rid of as much of it as possible. Now, the higher quality ground beef you have, the less grease there's going to be off to the side. So you do have to keep that in mind. I'm not going to strain this. I have one of these, and I'm going to use a bowl to do it. So this is how I'm straining everything out. I have my, I think it's called a coriander, and I have a bowl right beneath it, and I just pour the hamburger into it to strain and catch the grease. Now, just give it like a little bit, and maybe stir it around some to try and get some of the grease out. At this point, we're going to transfer our pan out and switch to a Dutch oven, and we're going to add the ground beef directly to the Dutch oven. Now, if you don't have a Dutch oven, a large pot will also work. After it's added to your Dutch oven or pot, we're going to go ahead and add in our seasoning. Now, you can use your seasoning of choice. I'm kind of cheating here and just using prepackaged stuff. I am going to modify it a little bit by adding some Williams Food Co. and some extra chili powder and a little bit of extra onion powder as well. Now, after this, add your water. I have about 1.25 cups here. We're going to add more potentially. I'm still trying to measure this out. And we're going to add our rotel. And add our other can of rotel. We're going to add our salsa. Try and get as much of that out as possible. And then we're going to mix everything together. Let's give it a really good mix. Now, it looks like we might need more water, but that's alright. I'm going to go ahead and get an extra cup of water. Alright, I decided to go with an extra half cup of water instead of a full cup. I don't want too much moisture in here, because when the rice cooks and there's extra moisture, that's really bad. You don't want that. So we'll continue mixing. Now let's go ahead and add our onions. Don't worry about getting all of it. Add our jalapenos. Once again, don't worry about getting all of it. Jalapenos also optional. I'm only adding this because I'm going to be the only one that's eating this, and I want my food spicy. This is also only de-seeded. It still has the veins and everything else in it. I just removed the seeds. And our 4 garlic cloves. Once again, optional. You don't need garlic cloves. I just like garlic. And go ahead and mix everything together. Alright, and we'll just make a nice bowl for the rice to go into in the middle. And let's add the rice straight to it. Press it in and mix. Actually, we want to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and get the heat going. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up to a boil, so I'm going to go ahead and cover it. Okay, so this is only a few minutes later. I'm still trying to bring it up to a boil, but I've decided to add a little bit of extra cumin to it to really bring home that southern flavor. And just mix it in. really well. Now, if you have any other seasonings you want to add, by all means, you can continuously add to this as it goes. You can also do some taste testing as well if the hamburger's done. At that point, it's safe to eat. You're mainly just waiting to let the flavors mix and to cook the rice. But by all means, throw in your seasonings and do taste testing as necessary to get it to how you want it. Okay, it's starting to boil for me. Now we want it to simmer. So we're going to set our heat to about medium low. And we're going to let it sit for about 20 to 25 minutes. You're only really letting it simmer for as long as necessary to get your rice done the way you want it. So we're going to cover it and turn our heat down and set our timer. Okay, it's been simmering for 25 minutes. You can see the bottom, there's no moisture, or there's not a whole lot of moisture. And to me, this is a sign that it is ready. Yeah, this is actually pretty easy to do. It just takes a little bit of time depending on how well you want your rice done. While it's simmering, you know, be sure to come around and stir it. That way the stuff on the bottom doesn't burn or stick to the pot or Dutch oven. Words are hard. And yeah, let's just go ahead and make a bowl. Yeah, this is pretty easy. Yeah, this is actually really easy to make. This feels much easier than the first time I did this. I probably did something horribly wrong the first time. But yeah, that was past me. That was back when I was barely knowing what I was doing about a year ago. I think I've improved quite a bit since then. And I'm sure this recipe is actually quite a bit different, especially in the methods used to do it. So we're going to continue to make a bowl. Let's go ahead and clean up the edges here. So nice and pretty presentation. And we're going to add in our garnishes. We have some lime, some cilantro, and some avocado that I cut up off to the side. So let's go ahead and add our avocado. I sliced it and then added a little bit of salt to it. Alright, let's go ahead and add some limes. Lime and avocado goes really well together. I don't know if you've ever tried that. And we'll sprinkle in a little bit of cilantro for garnish. And because I like cilantro. And then add a little bit of cheese. We're not going to go too heavy on the cheese, but you may do as much as you wish. Alright, now we just have to get the picture and add more cheese when I'm done with that. And there you go, the ground beef burrito bowl version 2. Hopefully this is really good. It looks really good, it smells fantastic, and it's kind of eerily similar to the tortilla soup I made a while back. And it's also kind of similar to the chicken burrito bowl I did not too long ago, except one of the major differences between that and this is there's no black beans and there's no corn. So if you don't like either of those things, give this a shot. And so yeah, there you have it, the ground beef burrito bowl. Hope yours comes out really good if you give it a shot. I do highly recommend this. And so yeah, there you have it, ground beef burrito bowl. Now, mine came out pretty spicy because I added a whole jalapeno and I only took the seeds out. I left the veins and other stuff in there. I could have added a second jalapeno. I actually did buy two, but I decided that one was enough after I cut it. Yeah, it came out warm. You could modify it. You could cut the jalapenos out if you want. You could go with even a milder pepper. You could add bell peppers. There's a whole bunch of customization options for this. But yeah, you can catch us here Tuesdays, Wednesdays, sometimes Fridays and Saturdays. Sometimes I've been really busy doing certificate stuff for CompTIA nonsense. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll hope to see you next time.